So we all love to play the Queen's Gambit, and in this video, we are going to learn 5 amazing chess traps for white in the Queen's Gambit that you can use to trick your opponents and win easily. So let's get started. So after d4 d5, here you play c4, and here over 42 million players have played knight to f6. And this is how you can trap your opponents. You can play c takes d5 first, and after they recapture, you play e4 attacking the knight. Now you have good control of the center, so he goes back, but then you can play knight c3, and after e6, opening up this bishop's diagonal, you just play knight f3, he goes bishop b4, that's what you want to play. Then you play bishop d3, and after e castle, you just play e5 attacking the knight. He goes knight d5, putting pressure on this knight, and here all of the moves seems like natural, but then you just finish the game with bishop takes h7 check. He takes, then you play knight g5 check, threatening to bring the queen. He goes back, then you play queen h5, and here the best move is to sacrifice the queen, and you will be winning. But if he goes rook e8, then you can just play queen takes h7 check, king moves here, then queen h5 check, king g8, then queen h7 check, and after king f8, there's queen h8 check, and on the next move, queen takes g7 is checkmate. Let's move on to the next trap. So after d4 d5, here you play c4, and after e6, queen's gambit declined. You just play knight c3, knight f6, bishop g5, then bishop e7, all natural moves. Then you play c takes d5, and after e takes d5, you play e3, opening up this bishop's diagonal. He goes c6, then you just play queen to c2, preventing his bishop from developing to its natural square. He goes knight e4, centralizing his knight and also putting some pressure on the bishop. Then you can trade the bishop, and after he takes with the queen. Now you just shock him with knight takes d5, sacrificing this knight. Here, if he takes this knight with the pawn, then you can grab the bishop, and now you're also threatening to take this pawn as well, and you're winning easily. And here if he goes queen to e6, defending this knight and defending the bishop as well, then you just play knight to c7 check, and it's a fold. So on the next move, you can just grab the queen, and now you're winning easily. Let's move on to the next trap. So after d4 d5 c4, he goes e5, the Albin counter gambit. You sometimes might have faced this as well. Then you can play d takes e5, and after d4, preventing the knight from developing to its natural square, you play knight f3, knight c6, then g3. This is how you can deal with the Albin counter gambit. He goes bishop to g4, then you just play bishop g2, and after queen d7 preparing to castle long, you can just play queen to b3, forcing him to castle. So he castle here, but then you also castle, and after bishop h3, trying to trade this bishop. Here, you confuse him with this move e6, and now he got a thing here. First of all, if you grab this pawn without even thinking, then you have knight to g5, forking the bishop and the queen. And then you can just grab this bishop and you will be up a piece. So you can play bishop takes e6, but then you have knight to e5, putting pressure on the knight and this queen. And you're also sacrificing the knight, and if he's not careful and grabs the free knight, then queen takes b7 is checkmate. Therefore, he can play queen to d6, but then you can just take this knight, and after he takes, you can just play queen to a4, putting pressure on these pawns, and now white is having a +3 advantage here. Let's move on to the next trap. So after d4 d5 c4, he goes e6, then you play knight c3, and after c6, this is the semi-Slav defense, then you play e4, the martial gambit. They generally take, but then you recapture, and after bishop b4 check, you play bishop d2, and after he grabs this free pawn attacking the knight, you can grab the bishop. He takes the knight, then you play knight e2, letting him capture this pawn. And if he takes this pawn, then you can just bring the queen, and now it's over for black. Therefore, he can play knight to a6, which is the strongest move, attacking the bishop. And now you shock him with bishop f8. This is the tricky move here. Here, as you can see, you're threatening to take this pawn to take the rook, so you can just simply take this bishop, but then queen to d8 is checkmate. Let's move on to the next trap. So after d4 d5 c4 e6, then you play knight c3, and after knight f6, you go knight f3, bishop e7, then you play bishop g5, and after he castle, you just play queen to c2, he goes h6, hitting this bishop, but then you have h4, and here, if he doesn't take and play something like knight to c6, say for example, Then you can castle long, bring the bishop back and launch a kingside attack. And if he goes h takes g5, capturing the bishop, then you can recapture, and after knight e4, blocking this diagonal, you can just take this knight. He takes, then you just recapture, threatening mate in 1. So g6, but then you have queen h4, and on the next move, queen to h8 is checkmate. Well, if you enjoyed these chess traps, then don't forget to give this video a like, and here are some more amazing chess traps like these. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss more of these videos.